Hey there, everybody. How are you guys doing? It's been a long time. It's been a couple of months since I've seen you guys. I had to take a little time off, a little break. I had some other things going on. But here we are. It's November already. Can you guys believe it's November? Just like, wow. 2023 is almost over. But that's okay. You know, it's been a wild ride. We've learned a lot. I'm going to do a little saging on that note, just to clear the space, just to clear the air. Just a little sage for you, beloved ones. A little here for me. Sage the mic. And I always do the four corners. I'm not always running to each of the corners. Sage above the head, under the desk, and just kind of allow that to clear the energy. Feels so good, doesn't it? I love that. And there's something very mesmerizing about that smoke just coming across. Just so gentle, so sweet. Love it. So today, my friends, we're going to talk about manifesting what you want and not working that hard at it, because it's really not supposed to be hard. We are manifesting all the time. And those of you who are drawn to my show here, you guys know that, but that it is a challenge to try to manifest and reach the goals that we really want. It's like we understand the whole idea, we get the concepts, we have used it successfully several times, but how do we get consistency, right? It's like, how do we get consistency? How do we get to that place? Sorry. I'm looking at all my different things I've got here. They just keep getting fancier and fancier. So, how do we get there? And we've been taught in our culture that it's all about hard work, hard work. The early bird gets the worm. Keep grinding, keep trying, keep going at it. And I've found in my life, and in so many people that I work with clients and students, that isn't necessarily so. Working harder is not always getting you anywhere, other than it's just getting you exhausted, right? So as I've grown in spiritual awareness, um, I call myself the awakener, but I should call myself the awakening, because we have it's a process of learning. It's like very few of us could really even handle the mental emotional impact of understanding who we truly are. And that's what this is really getting to, is who we truly are. We truly have the creative energy within us to create anything. But the thing is, we don't know how to contact that energy. We don't know how to get into it. We don't know how to connect to it. We don't know how to energize it and activate it in any consistent way. There are some that have, and you look at people that are exceptional in their field in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what field they're in, because this energy is unconditional. It doesn't care if you're a spiritual person, a firefighter, a CEO, or unfortunately, even a criminal, because it's energy. It's not a person, place, or thing. And yes, I'm talking about this God energy that we all know and love. And I think what has happened with a lot of people, and myself included, is that we've had this concept that God, the creative force, is something, someone out there that is looking and saying, well, you can get it, but you can't, but you can, but you can't. You haven't been good. Remember, you stole that candy bar in third grade. No, not you, not you, not you. Yes, you can get it. And oftentimes the people that seem to succeed are the people that leave everything be, behind and just go and get what they want. And that is really activating that energy. But what happens is it takes a certain amount of setting things aside up till now to be able to do that, because we have another thing. Those of us who have a conscience, and I'm saying that people that are successful don't have a conscience, but I'm talking to a particular set that have a conscience. really care about the outcome, really care about the people around them, really care about their communities and everything, and find it very, very hard to just leave that all aside to reach their goal, right? We have compassion. We care about what's going on. But the only reason that's an obstacle is because we've been told it is. We can still care, we can still love, we can still embrace, we can still support, but we can also reach our goals. And here's the thing, we don't have to go out and grind, we don't have to go out and get at it unless we're guided to do so. But the secret, the real secret, is learning to find that energy within yourself, that beautiful, sweet, flowing space within yourself that is that creator energy, that is connected to all the everything. And the second part of that is to learn that that energy is in everything and everyone else. And we hear about that, we talk about that, we know that. But the next step, you guys, is knowing it in here. This next step is feeling it so alive within. And when you feel that, and then you say, yeah, and this that I'm feeling right now is in everything else. And because it's in everything else, we are all connected. And because this love that I'm feeling inside of me, this beautiful energy I feel inside me, is also within that which I am trying to create, you cease to be separated from it. It begins to be that beautiful co creation of these things that you truly desire, these things that you maybe even need. It's a recognition of what all of manifestation is. It's a recognition of what everything is. This is, this is, this is, these are, this is, that is, that is, that is, this is, this is, this is, this is, this. It's all made out of the same thing. It's this creative energy that we have at some points and in some instances called God. We have other words, source, eternal loving presence, the all, universe, all of it. It's all the same thing. And that is the creative force, the creative energy that we need to connect to within us that makes it so that we can create all these things that we want. So we don't need to get out and grind and hustle and all that kind of stuff. We need to recognize within us that we have that energy, and that which we want is made of that same energy. So how do we do that? How do we do that? This is a kicker. And this is when everybody's like, don't say it, Michele. Don't say I have to pray and meditate. But I'm going to tell you, you have to pray and meditate. You just have to, you guys. And it doesn't mean you need to do any big to do around it. It doesn't have to be any kind of prayer, any kind of meditation. It needs to be taking your mind, taking your focus, even for 2 minutes every day, and focusing within the energy of your body and just realizing it's there. It's like, hey, I see you. It's like, I see you. I feel you, energy. I feel the life within me. You can think of it even as feeling the life within you. That's that energy. That's what manifests you. That's what motivates you. That's what moves you. That's what the soul is, right? It's that creative energy that created you, that is within you, that is a part of you, that runs through you. It's in every cell. It's in your blood. It's in your nervous system. It's in your muscles. It's in your bones. It's in all the tissues. It's in your brain. It's in your eyeballs. It's in your hair. It's in all the things around you. It's in your home. It's in your family. It's in the things that you use. It's everywhere. And when we begin to create it within ourselves, when we begin to recognize it within ourselves, it becomes a greater and greater creative force. And that's where the whole concept of meditation kind of came around, is going within, right? We all talk about going within, feeling the nature within, leaving the outside behind, getting still, being quiet. But I know for me, having done meditation for years, it's only been recently in the last couple of years I'm realizing, well, what am I listening to? What am I listening for? What are we doing? Ultimately, We're listening for that still quiet place within where God is. And when we begin to kind of tap into it even a little bit, and we begin to remember that it's everywhere, we begin to feel our entire body, the muscles, the bones, the skin, the hair, the lips, the teeth, the tongue. It's all God. All of it's made out of the same creative force. So when we recognize that, when we focus on that, when we give ourselves some moments each day, especially consistently, to step in and feel that and recognize it and say hello to it. Say thank you to it. Thank you. Thank you for being me, right? Letting it become one with you to where the full statement of I am becomes a reality. And you feel that life force within you. And the next step is realizing that that which you want, that which you are trying to create, that your goal, whatever, is filled with that same energy. It's filled with the same energy. It's the same thing. It's the same stuff. And you recognize that within your goal, within what you're trying to manifest, what you're trying to bring into your life, whether it's an experience, whether it's a thing, it's all the same thing. You begin to visualize. Sorry, I have a little heater, and it's getting a little warm. Um, and you visualize that. Say you're trying to create a pair of shoes, and you feel this energy within you. And those shoes are things that you never. They're $800 shoes. There's no way I'd ever be able to manifest those. You spend a little time every day in connection with the God within you that is you. I am. And you begin to focus on God is in those shoes too. The energy is there. You begin to recognize that those shoes are not separate from you. Those beautiful $800 shoes, they're not separate from you. We're living in this ocean of this creative energy. And you begin to see these shoes in your closet. You begin to see them on your feet. You begin to feel what it would feel like to have those shoes, right? You begin to recognize they're not separate from you. They're all part of the same creative energy. And then one day you just get a feeling. It's like, I'm going to go into this. Well, what's coming to my mind? Goodwill. I'm going to go into this Goodwill store here. I feel like I need to go to the back of the store. Go to the back of the store. Guess what's sitting on there? Hey, Rosie, nice to see you, honey. Guess what's sitting back there? In a box, tossed to the side. Your $800 shoes. And they're there for $20. Nobody knows what they are. This is how these kind of things come to be. We have to begin to use the creative force that's within us to bring in the things that we want. And it can be things that'll work. But when we use this creative energy to begin to bring in even greater things, such as love, such as healing for our family, such as grace and honor for our friends, such as making our place, our home, our beingness, our home, our community close in, a better place to be for everyone. By recognizing that this love and this beautiful energy is in everyone and everything and honoring it all, realizing that when we hurt another, we hurt ourselves, right? Realizing that lashing out comes from a place within me that is hurt and learning to love that part, apologizing for the lashing and offering your love and friendship to those that we consider to be enemy. And this is something I'm still working on because I have a warrior nature. I'm like, okay, I'll give you three warnings, but once those three warnings are gone, I'm like off with the head. And I'm learning this too, to where we have to start living in union and community with others. And that's going to begin by us remembering that we're not separate from them, that we are them. When I hit you, I hit myself. The repercussions are the same. And what we're seeing happening in the world is this consciousness of me versus you. You're the enemy and I'm right. I'm always right. What I've been being told for thousands and thousands of years is the God honest truth. And my God is greater than your God. And all of this is just programming that creates more hate and more pain and more strife. And we've got to, we've got to remember who we are. Even our enemies are manifested by the same creative energy. It's unconditional. And that's one of the things that makes learning this way of manifesting to ever not have to be out there grinding. Now, once you tap into this energy, it doesn't mean it's going to fall on your head. It's not going to be delivered to your doorstep. You will be guided to take steps, to do some things, to turn left instead of right, to pop into the Goodwill and go to the very back. You'll be guided to do things, but they're not going to be the grind, no pain, no gain. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be a different kind of energy, a different kind of inspiration. And it's very powerful. It's very fun. And I'll share with you guys, I had a wild hair. Part of the reason I haven't been on here is I had a kind of a wild hair to start doing a lot more creative stuff, a lot more drawing, a lot more creative stuff, start playing with AI, seeing what that's all about. And I've been doing a lot of painting and stuff like that. And I just took just like a 180 turn into being very, very artistic and coloring and drawing and learning about art therapy and learning how to bring art into therapy. And it's been absolutely amazing. Never in a million years would have thought that my love for drawing mandalas would lead me into beginning to do art therapy. And how it all started was me doing what I'm talking about with you guys, recognizing that there is a God force within me. There is a force of creation within me, and it is in everything. And I called upon that God force and I said, I need more money. Bills aren't getting paid. The price of everything is going up. I'm getting a little scared. I need more money. And I want to do something that thrills my heart, brings joy to my inner child, but makes me some money. My other work that I do, I've been very successful at it, have done really good. COVID really put a kibosh on a lot of stuff. I kind of have limped through, but nothing's ever recovered. And it's not a good feeling when you start getting down to the end of the month and you're not seeing where rent's going to come from, right? And so I said, I'm tired of this. This creative force, this creative energy that runs through me, that runs through everything. I need something joyful to do to bring some revenue in. And I literally woke up in the middle of the night and went, coloring books. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, coloring books. Okay, so I started watching YouTube videos, right? And all the information started popping up. And I was like, I never even knew all these YouTube videos were here. How to do it, how to do AI, how you can use it, how not to use it, how to draw, how to sketch, how to do all that stuff, how to watercolor, how to for a month. And then I started doing it and putting it into action. And all of a sudden I've got all this stuff set up to begin to almost like start a whole new business. I'm not abandoning this that I do because I love it. Still love doing readings and working with clients, but it's all intermixing together now. It's all coming together. It's all a part of each other. And it's like, wow. And I have so much fun coloring. I have so much fun designing all these different kind of coloring books and coloring books with inspiration and words to help and my Christmas ones, I have some words from Christmas carols and just all that stuff. It's creative, it's wonderful, it's fun, it blesses people, And it's a whole new thing. I never would have done that had I not called upon that creative force within me and just said, I need this, and I know it's in everything. Show me how that's going to manifest. Move in, through, and as me, and manifest these desires in my experience. And that's a really good thing to use. Manifest this in my experience. I want to experience making money at something I really love to do. And I'll tell you what, all my stuff, my work with clients and stuff got better too, because I really love to do that too. And it's manifesting without really having to work that hard, just like what we're talking about here. But it does take taking that time and doing that prayer, that connecting to that divine source, a little meditation, being still and quiet, feeling it in action around you, a little mindfulness, see how it's manifesting around you for you and others. It's interesting when you begin to be observant of others and you begin to kind of understand how what we're talking about here works. You begin to see how other people are manifesting. And you'll notice a lot of times we're manifesting stuff that we don't really want because that's where the flow of our energy is going. And then you'll see some people that are manifesting like awesome stuff, becoming, or coming into experiences and maybe new jobs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Rosie, I'm telling you, it is really amazing. And when we tap into that energy, it lifts our frequency and it lifts us out of these frequencies, these discordant frequencies that for some reason want to keep our attention trapped on all this negative stuff. And we got to really separate from that. We got to begin to focus inner, like we've all been being told, don't be selfish. Don't be so self-focused. You're such a narcissist. It's not that kind of focus. It's about learning to feel yourself and that creative fire within you. And then recognizing it's in everything. And because of that, you can create anything. And it's kind of deprogramming from these old ways, these old things we've been told. It's interesting because a lot of times I just sit around and go, what the hell? Right? It's like we're living in this world where we are these amazing creator beings created by this amazing creative energy that is not some guy sitting on a cloud waiting to zap me with a lightning bolt when I do something wrong, but it's just an unconditional creative force that wants to create through me. So why should I be having any trouble creating things? And then it's like, oh, TV, oh, other things, oh, you know, wars, oh, political stuff, oh, this, oh, shots, oh, this. We're constantly just our attention is drawn away. I've yet to see a commercial that says, take a deep breath and use these next 30 seconds to feel the God within you, allowing yourself to remember who you are as a graceful, holy being. I want to see commercials like that. I want to see those commercials that begin to support that because we need it. And that's where it is. That is where it is. And, that's why I have my membership too, is, we focus on that. We talk about spiritual things, we talk about things that are going on. And then we do really, really powerful meditations where we tap into our inner beingness and we tap into where that is all within the world. And we call it a million I love yous when we tap into that energy within, because it is an unconditionally loving energy. When we tap into that, it begins to flow out into the world, begins to manifest for us and others out into the world. I've seen amazing changes in the people in our membership. It's awesome. And, a lot of times, especially now, It's not easy to, try to do it on your own. Rosie, that's not going to happen. Yes, it is, Rosie. Change that attitude, change those words. You have all the power within you. And you don't need to change anybody else. You don't need to change the world. You just honor, respect, and recognize the holiness in you and in your world, and the rest will shift. And I know that it sounds like some pie in the sky thing, but I have it happen in my life all the time. And sure, it doesn't mean it's 100%. Sure, the struggle comes along, rent's due. It's like, oh crap, I'm $500 short. But inevitably, if I employ this very loosey goosey thing that I'm talking about here, and it really is just feeling that God within, that energy flow within, that creative flow within. I personally feel it from my crown chakra all the way to my root chakra, right along my spine, and I feel where my chakras are tapped into that and then funnel out to the front. And I feel that. I feel that flow. I feel the flow of the chakras bringing in energy and bringing out energy through that creative force that I am. That's what I am too. Remember so many of the great teachers are saying, like, God is within. Jesus, one of the great metaphysicians, he said, the kingdom of heaven is within. Love one another. You know, all the answers are within. I am. And it's so important that we get to that, because we are living in the world that's gone crazy. It's not the first time it's gone crazy, probably not the last time, but we can keep our own little world beautiful and sacred and holy. We can keep our own little space beautiful by understanding who we are as sacred and holy beings, and by allowing ourselves to begin to employ what has been given to us, what is our nature, what is our right, and using that to begin to create lives that we really enjoy, to begin to create lives that are a manifestation of what we truly want, and not what we're running away from, right? And like Rosie saying, that's not going to happen. Not with that attitude. Why not? I mean, what's it going to hurt to try? What's it going to hurt to give yourself permission to try, and maybe try again? Maybe to make it your mission to prove this right instead of to prove it wrong. That's a big shift in consciousness, too. A lot of people go at this thinking they're trying to manifest something, when really they're going at it with, well, it's not going to happen. I'll do it, but it's not going to happen. That's not how you manifest stuff. They talk about faith, what you believe in, right? It's really, really important. And you should believe in yourself, because you are a magnificently created being. And you know what? You did that. You did that. You created you. You created your life. You created all of it. No, it's kind of scary to think. Because I look at some of the the paths I've left behind me. I'm like, woo, created some destruction. Woo, created some mayhem. Like, woo, I created some beautiful flowery meadows too. You know, this is Earth School. We're learning how to be creators here. But until we decide we're going to do it, it's like anything. You decide you're going to do it, and you're going to succeed. You have to decide you're going to do it, though. And there's a lot of us who've been learning all this spiritual stuff. And I really feel like that we're at a time where it's really time to put it into action, where it's really time. And I'm honored to be a part of a community, the membership, where we really stick it out. We really support each other, and we really allow ourselves to give it a try. We work through the hard stuff, do it together. We do it on our own. We work with each other, and it's really good. It's really good stuff. And so I know this sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? But I've got things available to help you start learning. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have our 5D meditation spiritual teachings where we talk about stuff like this. And we do channeled meditations. I bring meditation from that super high source to help us tap into those energies. And they are amazing. They are not like, now relax and take a breath. They are like getting into the meat of stuff. And I really recommend that you find something like that to help you with this, because we're at a time it's really important to start doing it. So I know, but I really wanted to get on here and talk about this. You can create whatever you want. You really can. And you're allowed to. And you deserve it. That's the other thing. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to have the stuff that you want. We've been told for so long that you don't deserve it. You're not good enough. You're not tall enough, short enough, thin enough, blonde enough, pretty enough, ugly enough. You don't sing good enough. You don't run fast enough. You don't do your job good enough. You don't this, you don't that. You're not enough. You're not enough. You're not enough. And all of that is lies, because those are all perceptions from people who believe that they are not enough. So they can't see you as enough, but you can see you as enough. And it's really making a choice. You deserve the good stuff, and you can reach your goals. And it's not that hard when you start realizing what runs through you and who you are. And when you decide, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to prove this right. I'm going to say yes to this. I've challenged people to do that, and I've had reports back. Usually it's about 30% of the people succeed, about 60% of the people, what is that right? 70% of the people, some get kind of close, but a lot of people are like, nah, this doesn't work. But the question that bears to be asked is, did you really believe it would? Did you really give it a chance? Did you go at it to make it win, or did you go at it to make it lose? I know. Let's go at it to make it win. Let's decide we're going to use that and make it win. Hey, Luana, let's win at this game. This losing is not our who we are. We're winners. We're creators. We are made to create, to manifest. Just need to do it consciously. So I hope that this motivates you guys. I hope that this supports you and gives you some ideas, some maybe a little change of perspective that you need to start thinking about living the life that you want, getting the things that you want. We're allowed to have things too. And it's funny because one of the sayings is get right with the Lord, right? But if you think about it, it is kind of that. It's like you feel God within you. You get right with that. I have this wonderful saying that I say all the time. It's like, love yourself, because that's where God is. Love the people around you. That's where God is. It's everywhere. And I know God is a trigger. I'm not talking about a religious God. I'm not talking about some guy sitting on a thing. I'm not talking about a person at all. I'm talking about a creative force. And when we shift that and we get the trigger off of these words and we recognize them for what they really are, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute. All these words that so many of these religious texts and other things have, they take on a new perspective. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe this makes sense. Maybe it makes sense. So we're going to do a study on some of this stuff tomorrow, Wednesday, at our 5D meditation. You can find the information on my website, micheleambergy.com. Go to the Conscious Living Academy tab at the top, and you can find that meditation. Go check it out. It's only $22. If you don't get it, keep coming back. If you find that you really want to come back, join the membership, because then you get all those meditations and readings every week for only $33 a month. So there's a place that you can go and that you can learn. There's a place that you can jump in and try it out and see what it's like to begin to connect with that energy. It's powerful, it's beautiful, and it's easy. You don't have to work that hard. When you get guided to do something, where it's like, oh, yeah, this feels good. Everything starts popping up for you. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I hope that this has inspired you. I hope that this has blessed you. I hope that you will take this into your heart. And I hope that as soon as we get done here, you'll take a couple of minutes of quiet and just feel God within you. And then ask God for something. Hey, God, I want those new shoes. Hey, God, I want a new car. Bring a new car to me in wonderful, magical ways. Because I know that car is made of the same substance that you are, and I am you, and you are me. And we are all together. What? So many truths threaded through everything. I love you guys. So nice to see you. I will probably not be back until the beginning of the year, but then we'll be back in. If you guys want some other fun stuff, go check out my website. I've got my coloring books and stuff for starting to get out there. I've got a new Patreon that's Sacred Place, Sacred Space Coloring Corner. And you're going to start seeing that everywhere. Sacred Space Art Therapy is my new website. So we're going to start coloring, we're going to start having fun, and we're going to do all this stuff too. Writing a letter is a great idea too, Rosie. Write a letter to God, but write it to you because you're God. I know. I love you guys. Everybody have a great afternoon, great evening. And I will see you in other venues. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday. Come try out that Wednesday meditation, man. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. But I'll see you in other venues if I don't see you here. Maybe I'll try to get on before Christmas. Give you all guys all a big Christmas hug. But for right now, we also will be next week. Well, Bridge Walkers will be up on here too. I just remembered that. So I love you guys. Everybody stay sparkly. Yes. Mwah.